What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Mattel Turtles of Grayskull Wave 5 figures, a part of the Reptile Wars, so we're starting to introduce the Snakemen. So first off, we've got Donatello and Raphael as our two turtles for the wave, which look cool with their armor. So Donatello first, so we get a lot like, armor, but it's, supposed to be like snake-inspired armor to be like the snake armor. So we get like the fangs there around his head and stuff, so that looks pretty cool. And of course, we get new weapons and all that. So we get Donatello there, as well as Raphael, which looks cool. And again, he has like the big snake claw sort of weapon there as it's supposed to be. And of course we can see on the back, of course, see pictures of them there fighting, so we see some different villains and stuff there to fight with him. Get our Reptile Wars logo, so all looks pretty cool for that. And then of course we've got Mechanic as well, so nice to get Mechanic in the collection. Of course he has like specialized armor to fight the Snakemen, as this is supposed to be, so looks pretty nice. We'll get pieces obviously to extend his neck out there. And then finally we get our only Snakeman for this wave, which is Rattler, which looks cool, but he is mutated, so he's got like this pink sort of coming out from inside of him. So the Rattler body's sort of like the skin shedded of the snake there, so that's kind of cool. I like that design overall and love the pink, see-through pink sort of popping out through that as well. So Rattler looks cool as well. So I'm excited to check out these 4 figures, so let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Donatello, which again, this is part of the Snake Wars, which the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles scour Eternia for Shredder, but find themselves in the middle of King Hiss's plot to make the Snakemen the most powerful force in the universe. And so for Donnie specifically, his ingenuity combines with technology with the power of Grayskull to create weapons to track Shredder down. So he looks cool here. Of course, we're getting more Snakeman inspired armor, or like Snake Hunter armor. So he looks cool here, again, very similar to what we had before, and I'll show you that comparison. There is some similarities, some things common between the two, and then modifications, like he still has like the man-at-arms sort of like mask piece that comes up here. It just has 2 little teeth now attached onto it, but still looks good overall for Donatello. Of course, my favorite turtle, but looks good, more basic, like not nearly as much armor as he had before. So he's got the hood piece that comes up, which I love how it's got like the little eye designs in there, so that's pretty nice. So it's like a big snake mouth. Like I said, the man-at-arms sort of mouthpiece that comes up with the snake teeth on it there. We get a big armor on the one side, of course, with the turtle shell design there on the right, and has the gauntlet with like the little gun, which he had before as well, just all in silver this time. All the silver straps going across his purple chest there with the D on it. I kind of like that design. And then we get a little armor here on the left arm, some bracers, of course, as usual, the turtle shell on the back, and then we get the fur underwear. So he's got the brown fur underwear with a little sash here around his waist with purple tie hanging down, then some knee pads as well on him, and then he just has sort of like the normal Motu sort of wrapped up legs with the fur, but they're bare feet with their turtle toes sticking out there. So looks pretty good overall. Of course, more covered up, especially in the face area, but still looks good. I think I may like this one a little bit more than the first one. But moonwise, we get that'll twist around, so of course can twist, may not twist the best with everything going on in the back there, so you can twist around. And I do believe, this can come off, so you can get this all removed and see more of the face and stuff. And of course you can pop the head off and get this mouthpiece off as well, but it'll twist around there. Of course, look down, look up that far, so not bad for the movements. Then we get the shoulder, so we'll come up to 90 there, of course rotate all the way around. Then we get the single elbow joint that bends there towards 90 with rotation. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we go to the waist, so he'll twist all the way around there, and then the hips will come up that far and out to the side. Single knee joint back with some rotation, of course rotate at the top of this boot there, and then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So as is going to be typical your standard movements for the Motu figure, so nothing surprising there at all. But just overall, I like the way Donatello looks here, and especially I do like this mask on him. Usually like with masks and stuff like this, I don't like it too much, but I do like it. And of course has the split in the back, so you can get it around the bandana. But I just think it sitting on there with the mask in front of his mouth does look pretty cool. I like that combination. But for weapons, of course, Donatello has a bow staff, so we get a bow staff we can give to him. Now there is, of course, the slot on the belt that we can stick, so if we want to have this stored in his back, we can do that as well. But with this bow staff, it's all Motu eyes, so we do get some additional attachments for it. So we get these pieces. Not sure what they're supposed to be exactly. Like usually with the last ones, we had the end pieces that look like man-at-arms sort of mace weapon, but this, I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be, but we can attach those onto end of it, so it kind of gives him this big bow staff. So let's put this in his hand. So there's Donatello with the bow staff, and then we do get some effects that go on it as well. So we get these flame effects, so it's like you could be spinning it or swiping it. So we get these flames that we can attach onto the end pieces. I think they go up here, so they attach onto it like that, so that's pretty cool. So like I said, you can give it like a spin effect. Of course, I don't like it to look like he's spinning it, but it is cool that it has that. We can obviously just have him draping down, like the flames are dropping off of this piece, but that looks really cool. So like I said, this is definitely my favorite version version of Donatello so far, because here's the original one from the first wave. So we got like the Man-at-Arms more designs for Donatello, which kind of fits pretty good, Donatello and Man-at-Arms there. So he has all that, you know, the more mace weapon there on the end of his bow staff and stuff. So that looks pretty cool. Like I said, this one was fine, but I don't like it nearly as much as I do this new one. And I like that they darkened up the purple, added more metallics to it as well. You know, probably just being a more part of that snake armor and everything. But I just really like this Donatello. I think he looks awesome here. And next up, we've got Raphael, which is a snake hunter with a short fuse that won't let any snakemen slip through his sai. So he looks cool here. Again, I kind of think I like this design a little more just because we see more of Raphael, where the last time he had a lot of like the Ram Man style like helmet and stuff, where he's got no helmet on at all. But I still love how he has like the newer headband design that completely goes over his head there. I really like that. Then he's got like, I forget what armor it is, you know, like He-Man had it and stuff. It's, I assume, like the snake armor, where he's got the big metal armor covering part of his shoulder and kind of going down his arm, and then it's down his leg as well, so I like that. But otherwise, you know, it's pretty plain basic turtle. Like we get the R on his chest. I love it that they've included that. And then he's got the additional armor on the side like Donatello had, just in red this time, the red bracers, same sash around his waist, just with the red cloth this time. And of course his bare leg going down like Donatello had as well, with, you know, the shoe pieces there. But like I said, the other one's all armored up, so complete armor down the leg to get to the foot there. And then like I said, armored up upper arm here with the bicep and everything. And then he's got the big armor piece over here on the right side. We had like a little snake armor logo there on the side as well, which is cool. And then of course his turtle shell on the back, which I forgot it on Donatello. Obviously, like the last ones, you can take these off. It's got the little grip there, so you can use it as a shield as well. But of course, with all their weapons and stuff, it kind of occupies their hands, so don't really use them as shields too much. Just leave them as their turtle shells and all that. But overall, I do really like the look of this Raphael. But moon-wise, we get that'll twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so of course without any armor or anything around him, gets much better range in there. With the shoulders that come up, now we'll have to see, yeah, this one still comes up to 90 and can rotate around within there, just got to worry about that armor piece. Single elbow joint to 90 with the rotation in it, the wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we get the twist at the waist, the hips will come up about that far, pretty close to 90, and out to the side. Single knee joint back with rotation. There's a shin twist here, so it'll twist around there in the middle of the leg, and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So yeah, pretty much the same movement, just a little bit different, and like the, you know, the amount of range you get because of the armor and all that, but everything else about it works out pretty much the same. Now I will say specifically with this Raphael, so far I am having issues getting him to stand with this leg specifically. Like it seems like it's at a weird angle, so I always have to keep it bent to get him to stand up. But weapon wise with Raphael, we do get some size, so we get two sides this time, where before we only got one side and then his big arm piece, where this time they do actually give us two sides, so we can put these in his hand. So there's Raphael with the two sides, but he does also come with the snake fang gauntlet, so we get this big gauntlet piece to put on his arm. Love the snake design here, for like the mouth is open, and then we would be like the fangs coming out, but get this additional claw at the bottom, and it's kind of flexible, so you could like trap people in with it as well. So let's take the side out of this right arm here and put this on it. So there he's got one of his size and the snake fang gauntlet there, so that's pretty cool. It does fall off his hand pretty easily. It's hard to really get it to stick on more than that, so I just try to shove it down on his hand as much as I can. But there he's got that claw now, so he's now ready to fight with the snakeman. And of course we have that original one where, like I said, it has more of that Ram Man sort of design to it, but he still has the big size, so almost like a sword, but with the side design, and then the gauntlet as well that has the side design to it. So very similar overall between the two, just taking different inspirations and stuff, but it still looks pretty cool. Like I said, I think between the two though, I do like this Raphael more. I think I like the other hand side more on that other one compared to the snake fang claw, but everything else about it, I like this one more. So very nice to get this Raphael for our turtles. And then we've got Mechaneck, which is a snake hunting specialist with the ability to spy on King Hiss from a distance. So of course with Mechaneck, we know his powers is that his neck extends out, so we will get that with this. But we have him here all armored up, of course ready for snake hunting. I think it said he has like snake venom preventing armor, so obviously he can't get attacked by the snakeman, but looks pretty good overall. So we still have the similar designs with the silver, red, and blue Mechaneck has. And then I love like the metallic teal on him, so like on the hands, the belt, on the shin there as well. That looks pretty cool, even some like with his eye design. But then of course we get his helmet there, so we don't see his face or anything, but we do see the red there of the helmet, of like the spike up top. Even has the piece here of kind of like Man-at-Arms protecting his mouth there. But then I love how it's got like the little fan designs or whatever there on his chest in the red, and of course the rest is all this just like basic silver design with the plugs there in the back and almost like a spine design, so that's cool with the armor coming down the shoulders. We had all the segmented metallic blue, so down the arms, legs, and even some of the midsection there, and then like some more silver silver there on his boots, a gauntlet here on his left arm as well. Just really cool. It's like a fully mechanical version of Mech-Neck, which is pretty cool. Now moon-wise, we get that'll twist around, so twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far, so pretty decent, about the normal for the Motu figures. The shoulders will come up, of course the armor there on the sides in the way, but still comes up to 90 and can rotate around. Of course it's kind of hard clashing with the armor, but you can get some twist in there. Then we get the single elbow joint, which is pretty stiff and has rotation in it. And then we get the wrist that'll twist around and flex back and forth. Of course, the twist at the waist, the hips will come up just about that far, so not much movement for the hips, unfortunately, just there and out to the side. Get the single knee joint back with the rotation. Of course, the shin twist there in the middle of the boot design, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So the typical movements, once again, just his a little bit stiff and like those arms, especially probably with that metallic design and all that, but everything else about him just looks really cool. But weapon-wise, he does come with a shield, so he's got a Venom shield as it's labeled, so this nice shield design. Not sure what it's supposed to be or anything, still has his colors on it, so I love like the silver with the blue outline around it and that teal color there in the front as well. And I love how it's like segmented, it almost looks like a bug's like exterior or something, but that's cool. So of course, like the turtles, we do get the plug, so we can plug it into his back. So if we don't want to have him holding it, we can obviously just put this and store it away on his back there like that, or we can put it into his hands. So let's go and do that with the clip it's got. So there he's got the shield in his hands, and again, I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go. I'll just kind of leave it like that. He also comes with his more classic weapon of the club, so nice club design here for him, you know, just all nice in the metallic gold color. Looks pretty cool, so let's put the club in his hand. So there's Mech-Neck with the club and shield, and of course, as I said, his neck extends out, so we get two extender pieces that we can put his head on it to extend his neck. So there he is with the extended neck. Of course, he looks kind of goofy with it all the way up there like that. So there's Mech-Neck, though, with his extended neck out, which, of course, is part of his functions. That's cool. Obviously, if we want to have it up a little higher, we could just use one of the segments, but I just went ahead and did the two since that's a part of his accessories there. But looks pretty cool, but goofy at the same time with the neck so high up there. So overall, pretty cool to get Mech-Neck in this Turtles of Grayskull version. Like I said, with the fully armored version of him up here. Looks pretty cool, but goofy at the same time. And our final character of the wave is Rattler, which is mutated Rattler that can control the minds of those infected with venomized mutagen. So he looks cool here. So we get like the mostly main base body of Rattler, but then it's got this sort of like, I want to say like almost like soul or just some like stuff coming out of him with the pink everywhere. So like we see the Rattler head there, so it's like the Rattler head, but it's now almost just like an exterior like shell, or now used as armor with like the pink sort of interior coming out of it now, which is pretty cool. So we get this nice piece here up on his chest and around. Like I said, mostly Rattler, so we get like the Rattler body, of course, as the belt with the Snakeman logo, the same pants, same leg, just obviously now they're the see-through sort of color, and still have like the snake scale design. We still get some of his red showing there, but now it's more of this see-through blue going down to the feet that has the crazy feet. I think we saw him on Mossman more recently, and then he's similar with the arms, so we get some of his red still showing there with the scaled arms, but now it's more of a see-through blue with pink now coming out of his hands as well. And then we of course get Rattler's back there, so his head going down the tail there, so we get his normal Rattler tail and all that same still in red, just some of this pink now coming out. This looks like very alienish to me, like xenomorph or something there on his back, but it just looks pretty cool overall. I love like the see-throughness, still has the rattle if you can hear that, so that's pretty cool. But like I said, just love like this sort of pink sort of snake design coming out of him, like it's coming out from inside of his body, so that's pretty cool. But moon-wise, we do get his head that will twist still. Of course, we get this like, you know, Rattler mouthpiece around, so it gets in the way some there, but can twist side to side, look down that far and up that far. Not a whole lot of range again because that piece around it, and his mouth does open and close, so we can sort of open and close the mouth there. The shoulders will come up to 90, rotate all the way around, single elbow joint to 90 with rotation, wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Get the twist at the waist, of course, behind the belt on him, but we'll twist there. The hips will come up. It's hard to really get them to move. I can kind of get that far out, but that's about as far as I can get it to go, and out to the side. Single knee joint back with rotation. Still the shin twist there in the middle of the leg. And then down at the foot's a little bit different on this one. We still get the flex back and forth, and then it'll just sort of twist side to side there with that design. So it still works out pretty decent. A little bit different there, especially like in the feet, but everything else still pretty much works out the same. But accessory-wise, we do get some additional pink pieces of like armor that go on the arm. So I think they are just armor. We just took it off as to be some extra armor pieces. So you can just attach these. I'm not sure if they go any specific ways, but just add some armor there around on like the forearms and stuff. More of this pink design sort of coming out of it. And then he's kind of like Mecha Neck that has an extending neck. So again, it's like the snake sort of coming out of the body there. So we do get 2 extending neck pieces. So we get them in pink this time with like the spikes and stuff on the side, which is crazy. So we can put that head on top of that and have it like coming out. So let's do that. So again, like Mecha Neck, there's the neck all extended out. So it works exactly the same. So obviously we don't want to have it this long. We can only use one of them, just have it about here. But there's what it looks like. So like I said, it's like this whole snake, like pink snake design is like coming out of Rattler's body. So it's like it's just, emptying from the inside of him, which is pretty cool and crazy. So like that. And of course we get the mouth open there like it's ready to attack and all that. So pretty neat design of the like neck. Things like these always I don't like too much because it just makes them way too tall compared to like, all the other figures. But it will also get them up above the crowd, so you could put them in the back somewhere and then have that so you could still see your characters there in the back. But I think this looks cool. It's just not, the extending necks are never my favorite thing, just because I don't think they're nearly as cool as like weapons and everything. But I still like the overall concept of, like I said, Rattler now having this interior coming out of him, which is crazy but cool at the same time. So overall, really like this design. I think it's pretty neat. Well, that's me for our Turtles of Grayskull Wave 5 figures, where we got Donatello and Raphael and more of their snake armor design, as well as Mecha Neck and Rattler. All 4 are pretty cool. Really like the design, especially the 2 turtles. Like I said, these are my 2 favorite designs, especially the Donatello. Mecha Neck is cool as well, just being a lot more mechanical and armored up for fighting the Snake Man. And then the Rattler, like I said, with the like interior snake coming out of him is pretty crazy cool, and I really like that design overall. So let me know what you thought of this wave down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.